Hello, in this video we will discuss about the skin burn and their pathophysiology as well as physiology. So let's begin to understand first of all the skin anatomy. So this is the skin which that contain epidermis and dermis as well as hypodermis. Hypodermis contain adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is made up of adipocytes that is used for the storage of fat, and this is hypodermis. um, uh, and this is the dermis, which contains fat gland as well as Pacinian corpuscle and Messinger corpuscle as a sensory receptor as well as free nerve ending for pain. And this is the blood vessel which that is surrounded by the hair follicle for nourishment of the hair, and hair shaft is present. And this is the epidermis. Epidermis is contain also the keratinocytes as well as dead keratinocyte. And the dermis is here. And this is the hypodermis contains subcutaneous fat. And this is the reticular layer, and this is papillary layer of the skin. Reticular layer is the contain nerves, nerve fibers as well as blood vessel. So this is the microbiome are present in the upper part of the skin. So the skin is the largest organ in an animal as a human. So here is we are understanding the epidermis. Epidermis contain here is the dendritic cell and Langerhans cell and macrophage, which that is used for the innate immunity. And this is the small capillary, and upper part is the keratinocytes alive. And these keratinocytes will be proliferate and to form a keratin dead keratinocytes filled with the keratin as well as melanin. So remember, it is filled with the keratin protein and melanin. So that is why it is dead, and melanin pigment will be deposited due to the melanocytes. So let's begin to understand the burn classification on the basis of the first, second, and third uh, burn state. And in this way, here is the epidermis and dermis and hypodermis, and this is the muscle layer inside of the skin. And this is the nerve ending, which that is attached with the dermal layer and used for the sensation of pain. And this is a blood vessel which that is gave the perfusion of the skin, perfusion to the tissue. So it means it is alive. And this is the Pacinian corpuscle used for the pressure detection, while the free nerve ending is used for the pain detection through a pain reception. So this is the third hypodermal layer burn, and this is the first burn is the upper epidermal burn, while the second is the superficial burn. It means the superficial mean the papillary part will be damaged, and the second is also superficial burn, and third one is the hypodermal burn is the deep burn, while the second is superficial burn also involved for the free nerve ending damage. So let's begin to understand the type of burn. So the different type of burn can be occur in the person. For example, inhalation of smoke, hot smoke, and inhalation burn, and thermal burn due to the water or other things will be attached. The hot things, hot liquid will be contact with the skin will lead to burn. And cold burn, when the snow will be attached to the body, will give the cold burn. On the other hand, here is the radiation burn. This radiation burn can be UV light, X-ray, or other radiation. And in this ultraviolet radiation will damage the skin. Those white guys can more affected. So here is the Jackson model will show the situation and phase of the burn on the basis of deep as well as upper part of the epidermis. So let's begin to understand with the deep burn. In this way, the basically the third hypodermal burn, deep burn, it is coagulation zone, and in this way the zone is the maximum damage, and it will be irreversible tissue loss, and coagulation necrosis will be occur, and in this way the irreversible, so the necrosis will not again produce that cells. So stasis zone is the second one, that is characterized by decreased tissue perfusion and potentially salvageable. A main aim of burn resuscitation is to increase the perfusion. So in this way the different manner can be increase the perfusion to again reappear and again reversible. So that this is the hyperemia zone. This hyperemia zone is the outermost, and the tissue perfusion will be increased, lead to again reversible. So this is the Jackson model. In this way, the coagulation zone will be irreversible, and in this way, this is the deep burn. And on the other hand, the superficial burn will again can be recovered. So let's begin to understand with the superficial burn and deep burn with the mechanism, and what is the pathophysiology of the deep burn and superficial burn. Superficial burn mean the second burn. Superficial burn is basically is the upper part, and papillary layer is also involved, but in this case the reticular layer will be not involved much. So in this way the burn skin will lead to warmth, blanch, and erythema. So blanch mean when we will press the finger, it means again will be uh, unpressed, and in this way again withdraw our finger, so it means again refill to show the red color. So the damaged keratinocytes are present, which that will lead to increase the produce the cytokines, which that cytokines will be activate the mast cell and macrophage. Mast cell produce the pro-inflammatory cytokines like histamine, tumor necrosis factor alpha, and interleukin 1 and 6, for example. And in this way, here is the vascular permeability will be increased due to the histamine, and vasodilation will be occur due to the histamine. And in this way, the vasodilation will lead to fluid loss. And in this way, here you can see this is the pain by histamine due to the contact with the nociceptors, free nerve ending, will lead to increase the pain. While here is the when fluid will be leaked due to the vasodilation, and vascular permeability will lead to fluid leak, lead to interstitial edema. And in this way here is after the fluid leak, so blister formation will be occur. This blister is the moist after rupture. So after rupturing of this blister will lead to moist, and after rupturing the activation of dendritic cell due to the combating with the pathogen will increase, and in this way this is the superficial burns. While the deep burn means the deep burns, in this way the third burn in the third category, in this way the hypodermal layer will be involved, and in this way the reticular papillary all will be damaged. So here is the destroy nociceptors, and due to the nociceptor is also present, and in this way remember this is basically is the nociceptor will be destroy, and hypoesthesia will be occur. Hypoesthesia mean the decrease of the pain, so that pain will be decreased. Even non aesthesia will be occur because no pain, while the hypoesthesia is the major cause and major character. And here you can see the dry non-blanching in elastic characters due to the damage of the blood vessel, and clotting factors will be clot due to the platelets activation and the coagulation. And in this way you can understand here is this is the scar tissue formation after passage of the time during the recovery. But this recovery is not a complete remodeled, so the dry and non-blanching in elastic form. And in this way here is the damaged blood vessel. This damaged blood vessel, basically this damaged blood vessel in will be platelets and the thrombin and fibrin will be uh, uh, clot together, and in this way the platelets aggregation, and this platelets aggregation will lead to increase the tumor growth factor and to uh, transforming growth factor alpha stimulate will lead to grow, and in this way this angiogenesis will be occur. So in this way the platelets will be form the plug for the prevention of the bleeding, so the bleeding will not occur. And in this way here is the platelets which that is aggregation and produce the growth factor. This growth factor will stimulate for repair the again skin, but the angiogenesis will be occur first. So the angiogenesis require the growth, so that is why the growth factor will be stimulate this. So the platelets is used for the blood clotting, so that is why blood clotting will prevent the bleeding. So this is the basically is the after the damage the blood vessel. So remember the blood vessel are present in the reticular layer of the skin. So that is why the reticular layer of the skin is damaging. Also the papillary, and in this way the reticular layer also contain a neurons, a nerve ending, which that will be also destroyed. So after this destruction, this will lead to deep burns character. So, on the other hand, important thing is that the interstitial edema is due to the decrease the blood vessel volume of the blood vessel of water and fluid. Due to the interstitial edema, interstitial fluid will be increased, lead to hypotension, and in this way the hypotension will lead to kidney failure and heart attack. And due to loss of blood pressure regulation, decrease the perfusion, and in this way the death can be occur if the more severe injury. So let's begin to understand the classification burn depth. So in this way the deep, how much deep, and in this way let's begin to understand on the basis of classification of burn related to the depth. So in this way the superficial burn and deep burn which can be classified further. So the superficial burn mean the upper layer of the epidermal layer will be damaged, while the deep burn mean reticular layer will be damaged also, and papillary also. And in this way the nerves will be damaged. So remember, this is the superficial epidermal burn. This can be appear as dry and red, no blister formation. And in this way the capillary refill during the blanches, and sensation can be healing time within 7 to 7 days, while the scarring will not occur. While here is the superficial dermal burn, which that is appear as pale pink blisters and capillary refill during blanching, sensation very painful, healing time 14 days, and pigmentation change, low risk of scar. So the pigmentation change and low risk of scar formation. So let's begin to understand with the classification burn depth. So the superficial burn and deep burn we can classify further. So this is superficial burn. First of all, we will understand the superficial epidermal burn. So the superficial epidermal burn due to the sunburn. So the light burn, sunlight burn, which that skin will be burned and dry and red. In this way, the epidermal layer only involves. And on the other hand, the superficial partial thickness burn. In this way, the epidermal layer will be burned and blister formation will be occur, and the appearance red, moist, and weeping. And in this way, the sensory nerve ending very painful, and sensory nerve ending will not involve to damage, and epidermis, a papillary layer of dermis involved, and blister formation. While here is the not included in the assessment of total body surface area burn, but on the other hand the superficial partial thickness burn can be. So what that means, blanching? Blanching means when you put the finger and give the pressure. So after the uh, take it out, this finger will feel the sensation of pain as well as refill due to the perfusion of the cells, and in this way the red color will show the perfusion. So in this way the sensation of pain can be happen, and so that is why we can say that it is the superficial burn, not deep burn. While let's begin to understand the deep burn. This deep burn is also classification of these deep partially thickness burn and full thickness burn. So the deep partially thickness burns character is pale if damaged blood vessel, and red if blood vessel not damaged, and no sense formation due to the loss of the free nerve ending, and blister easily rupture due to the and it is show that in the figure. So on the other hand, the full thickness burn, which that is dry and inelastic. In this way, the no blister form and no sensation, no blanching will be occur. And in this way, the destruction of hypoderm also involved. But on the case of others, the superficial burn is separate. So as the deep dermal full thickness burn appear as red, fixed, and 21 days involved for again recovery. So here is the deep burn. This deep burn during the blanching, it will be no blanching and no refill this tissue. It means the perfusion will be not occur, and this perfusion means the necrosis will be occur, and in this way the cell will be injured more, and the cell will not recover again. So on the other hand, the no pain formation. So that is why in this way the deep burn will damage the nerve ending as well as blood vessel, which that is the major character of the uh, deep burn. So let's begin to understand when to refer in the burned unit. So the major burn due to the chemical burn, inhalation burn, or electrical burn, this all is the severe burn will lead to uh, go refer into the burn unit. But important thing you should need to understand, the burn should be full thickness burn, not partially thickness burn or superficial burn. So the burn should be full thickness burn and greater than 10% total body surface area. So the not including superficial epidermal burn. So let's begin to understand how to check the percentage of burn and greater than 10% total body surface area. What that means? That means let's begin to understand. First, I want to say that the total body surface area mean, and here is the hand, which that is the 1% of the total body surface area, and the palm and finger of person. So we can imagine that. Here let's begin to understand the total body surface area, TBSA. This not superficial epidermal burn. So in this way, here you can see that is I am drawing the diagram for understanding. So this is the um, back of the person, back region, and this is the front region. So in this way, the 9 rule, we can conclude that this is the back is the 9%, and a lower back is 9%, and both back arm is 9%, 4.5 to 4.5, and on the other hand the head is 5%, front and back also, and on the other hand again the back person 4.5. And in this way the rule of 9 we can say, and here is you can see this is the 1% is the genital area, and 9% leg, back and front, 9 to 9 18. So here is the abdomen 18, 9% arm due to the 4.5 to 4.5, and both is 18 again. And in this way the chest and back is 18, and this leg is 18 to 18. So in this way we can check that here is we can put the hand to check 1% to 1% and collect, and in this way the more than 10% of total body surface area through checking by hand will lead to referring to the burn unit. So through hand we can detect, and we can calculate the percentage. For example, two hand area involve 2%, and four hand area involve 4%. So let's begin to understand the skin immunology of during the activation of immune cell after skin injury and burn. So in this way, after the injury and burn, the epidermis involved and dermis involved when the deep burn will be occur, and the deep partially thickness burn and full thickness burn. So let's begin to understand. So in this way here is after the blister rupturing, the bacteria will be moved inside because our skin contain many bacteria, many types, pathogenic bacteria as well as non-pathogenic bacteria. So here is the damaged keratinocyte. This is the injury of this keratinocyte due to the heat. It will be alive and it produces the cytokines. The cytokines can be interleukin 17C, interleukin 36G, and antimicrobial protein CXCL9, 10, 20, interleukin 25, interleukin 33, and CXCL1, 2, and 8. These are also involved for the protection from the bacteria through antimicrobial protein will produce in the injury site, will protect from the bacteria, while here is the inside the blood vessel will be damaged and the granulocytes also proliferate, and this is the T cell, macrophage, and B cell are present. So this granulocyte will be proliferate. After this proliferation will convert into the neutrophil and eosinophils. This neutrophil and eosinophil will begin to endocytosis of the damaged tissue as well as damaged cells. And on the other hand also the damage, on the other hand also bacteria endocytosis. After this endocytosis will lead to produce cytokines. We recruit the macrophage for erythrocytosis, and on the other hand the T cell activation due to these cytokines will produce effector T cell, produce cytokines, interleukin 4, 5, 13, and 17 and cytokines, and in this way will recruit more monocyte and macrophage, and on the other hand activate the B cell to immune response, adaptive immune response. On the other hand, here the mature Langerhans cell will be occur after the detection of antigen will be proliferate, and MSC class 2 molecule will detect through T cell receptor will proliferate to naive T cell to CD4 and CD8. CD8 is used for the killing of these things and apoptosis. On the other hand, the CD4 involved for more activation of the B cell for production of antibodies against the pathogen. On the other hand, the dendritic cell after the toll-like receptor detection will lead to also trigger further T cell. So this all thing is the classification of burn and the depth of the burn, and that is the pathophysiology. I hope you understand these things. So please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.